well today. So I am here to do a color and chat. I haven't done one in quite some time, but frankly that's because I haven't really been up to anything exciting. I don't really want to have a color and chat where I just tell you, yep, work today, went to bed. But I'm really excited about my plans for the next couple of weeks. So I figured maybe I could do a little bit of coloring on camera and just jibber jabber about the plans and the holidays and everything. So today I'll be coloring in my cutesy Christmas special Coloring Heaven magazine. That's a mouthful. This is issue 68 and I believe it's from last year. So I decided to do my first ever Grayscale page in here, which in itself was terrifying, but I'm quite liking how it's turning out. And it's this picture of Santa. So I did do a base of alcohol markers. I used mostly my Ohuhus. I'm trying really hard not to hit my camera here. This is a picture by Mariola Budek, and I did work on this on camera when I did my Christmas coloring tag. But yeah, so I used the alcohol markers, but then I did also go in and do additional shading. Maybe you can see here in the mitten, in the his little coat and stuff. So I definitely did additional shading on top of the grayscale. So I haven't touched anything white. So like his beard, the hat, you know, the little trim here on his coat. I also haven't touched his face aside from the marker base. And I'm currently working on his bag. I just started. I did a little bit of shading down here and a little bit up here. But as you can see, the green marker wasn't doing really well. So it's a little bit splotchy. So I'm going to try and work on that and fix that. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm really enjoying it. This is by Mariola Budek, which I believe I mentioned. And I already looked into what other artwork she has for me to purchase just because I really, really like this picture. And I'm really enjoying my experience so far. So I did look into her Etsy store, and she has some either single PDFs or she has some collections like book kind of books, but I guess you print them yourself. She also does apparently a lot of really beautiful like hair pictures, so you can practice coloring hair, which honestly is something that I'm really bad at and really scared of. But she does do plain line work, but then also grayscale. But I think if I purchase from her, I want something similar to this, like really cutesy and adorable. There are other pictures by her in here. So I definitely can work on these before I start purchasing anything else. But I was just so excited about how this picture was turning out and how much I was enjoying working on it that obviously I already looked at what else I could purchase. But yeah, I guess that was a really long intro. So I am not really sure when I'm going to post this video, to be honest, because I am hoping to do a little bit of pre-filming today and tomorrow. And you might say, hey, why the pre-filming? And I'm glad you asked. And that's because I'll be traveling again. So I know to say something like that in 2021 is like scandalous, right? But I was traveling earlier this year. If you're not, you know, aware, or maybe you're newer to the channel, which is completely fine, or maybe frankly you never cared. That's a little hurtful, but that's fine too. But I traveled to the US mid-August this year, and I was there until the end of September. I'm currently located in Germany. I moved here for university in 2019, pre-pandemic, and that was actually the first time that I went back home, was this summer. And it was lovely. I did a bunch of videos about my trip, you know, the pre and post videos. I also did some videos while I was there of like coloring and stuff. So it was wonderful. I stayed with my parents, and frankly, I didn't really do much. It was amazing. It was super relaxing. I just spent time with my family. I did work while I was there as well. I worked remotely, and I just hung out with the family cat, basically. So when I was planning that trip, I wasn't planning to go alone. I was planning to go with my boyfriend. We had planned, or we were, trying to organize a trip to the States, but then also a road trip down the East Coast. From New Hampshire to Florida. We were gonna rent a car, like we had a list going of cities we wanted to see, like certain things along the way, certain things in, like for example, if we went to Philly, there's like we want to see this, this, and this. So we had this whole list going, and unfortunately, he was not able to come because of the travel ban that was in place. If you were not an American citizen, you were not able to enter at the time. Yes, I know some people were if you were like coming to study and such, but he wasn't, So non-US citizen, just like travel was just not really happening. So I ended up going on my own because it had been almost 2 years since I seen anybody in my family. So I just wanted to go and see my friends, see my family. So he stayed behind. He stayed in Germany and took care of my plants. And by that, I mean he killed all of them. I came home to, instead of like my nice green plants, to like pots of potpourri, basically. But that's a separate topic on why he can't properly water a plant. But yeah, so I went alone, and it was still really fun, and it was definitely a very different trip than what we were anticipating because I didn't do the road trip on my own. As I said, I mainly just hung out with my mother, which was fabulous. But yeah, so when I got back, the ban was still in place and everything. But then in November, the ban was lifted. So now, at least as of me filming this video, non-US citizens can get a tourism visa or just a travel visa to the US. I know that's not true for all countries. I know there is a ban in place for certain nations, but for Germany, it's still open. Again, as of me filming this video. So about 2 weeks ago, maybe, I kind of was like, hey, we have this like the holidays coming up. We have time off from university. Do you want to go? And it was kind of a pretty last minute decision. It was quite a quick decision too. So we ended up looking into tickets and bought them. So I had to think about it. December 17th, we are flying out from Berlin and we're going to Boston. And then from there, we'll continue our journey home to my parents. And yes, I'm so excited. First of all, of course, I'm excited to see my family, even though I saw them earlier this year still. And I haven't been home for the holidays, obviously, in the last 2 years because I haven't gone home. So I'm really, really excited to be with my family again for the holidays. As I mentioned, I just did that Christmas coloring tag. And one of the questions was like, what traditions do you have? And the biggest one we have in my family is my mother and I decorating the tree together. So I'm really pumped to be able to do that again. My stepdad is waiting to get the tree until we get there. So him and my boyfriend are actually going to go and chop down a tree. So it's, I believe it's a Christmas tree farm. So it's not like he's like bushwhacking into the middle of the woods and cutting down somebody's private property. He's going to a Christmas tree farm, but there you cut down your own tree. I guess it's like apple picking, but for Christmas trees. I don't know. So they're gonna go and chop down a tree of their choosing, and then my mother and I are going to decorate it. So very excited about that. And we're doing that the first weekend that we're there because obviously we're getting there, kind of close to Christmas as it is. And it would be nice to have the tree for more than just a couple of days. Need to figure out how I'm going to fix this. So that's the plan as of now. And then my boyfriend has been to the States before, but never to the area where my parents live. And I'm just really excited to show him around because obviously I talk about, oh, this restaurant or this place that I used to go to when I was growing up, and it will be very nice to actually show him those places, but also introduce him to friends and family, and yeah, I'm just really excited. It's going to be a great time. We're staying there into the new year, but not for very long because classes start again, and classes are actually in person. Well, some of them are in person again, so we need to be back. I'm trying to figure out if this left yellowing. Is this yellowing? Gosh darn it. Okay, in an attempt to fix this, let's see what I can do. Oh, that's looking worse. Yeah, that's not helping. So yeah, our plans include a lot of sightseeing, eating. I can't wait to hit up my favorite restaurants. Then we want to go snowmobiling as well while we're home. My parents do live out in the boonies, so there's plenty of outdoor activities to do, assuming the weather is on our side. So yeah, I am unbelievably excited, and I've also never really traveled with a significant other before. I've traveled with friends, I've traveled with family, so doing such a big trip, we were already talking about it. We're like, hey, if words get said at the airport, like, it's okay. Like, what gets said at the airport stays at the airport. But I think it will be fine. It's obviously kind of a stressful experience right now due to the high volume of regulations and the documents you have to make sure that you have. For example, I got an email today from the airline of this document you have to print out. I think it's like not a dissertation, assertion or something like that, where you state that you in fact took a negative, like a test, and it was negative, and all these other things, which I don't understand why you need to sign that. Attestation, that's what it's called. I don't understand why you need to sign that, because you need to show the negative corona test to get into the airport in the first place. So obviously if I'm in the airport and you see me getting onto the flight, obviously I took the test. But anyways, so there are those things that are kind of stressful. Then they recently changed the regulation that the test has to be less than 24 hours old. I almost said less than 24 years. And then you obviously have to wear the face mask the whole time in transit. Also boothing needs to show his visa, not visa, but the fact that he's allowed to enter the US and all these other things. So it's kind of nerve-wracking. I feel like travel in general is, making sure that you packed everything and that you're not forgetting anything and all these other things. And on top of that, we also have the corona situation. And I know I'm not the only one who's traveling. I know I'm not the only one who's being faced with the lovely challenge of trying to make sure you have everything that you need, but it just stinks. But we'll get through it. It's fine. I'm sure we won't have a screaming fight in the airport. I'm sure it'll be fine. Fingers crossed. I guess maybe I'll do another video after and I'll let you know if we did in fact have a screaming fight at the airport. Okay, I don't know if I'm making this any better or if I'm just making it 10 times worse. Gosh, that line, the marker line's really not good. That's interesting. You're not loving that one. So that's mainly the plans, and that's kind of the whole point of the Color and Chat. I wanted to gossip about it, the fact that I get to go back to the States and I get to be with my family for the holidays, and I get to bring Boothang along with me. And yeah, I'm excited for him to meet everybody. And our cat. My parents have a cat. She is quite old. She is 16, I think, maybe even older. She was a rescue, so we don't exactly know. But yeah, I'm excited for him to meet them, obviously my parents, and just in general experience, you know, the area where I grew up. It's going to be lovely. I will bring some coloring books with me. I'm not fully sure as to which ones just yet. I'm thinking I'll bring 2 books. I will bring a one color kind of book for when we're, you know, at the airport and just switching flights and stuff. I don't want to be whipping out colored pencils to color. And we do have a 5-hour layover on the way there, so I still need something to entertain myself, but I don't want to be bringing like my 100-something set of Brute Funners. Like, that's just extreme. So I'm going to bring a one color book, and then I'm going to bring quote unquote regular color book, like something like this. But I have some pencils at my parents' house that I left this summer, so I'll wait till I get there to color in that book. But I figured for the airport, I will have my one color. I'll probably bring my Christmas Lines book by Jennifer Rowling. I've been really enjoying that one. And then I will also have my Kindle and entertain myself that way. Because 5 hours is kind of a long layover. Gosh, that is awful looking. Okay, I think I'm gonna walk away from that for now because it's driving me nuts. So can I add maybe shading there? Do you think we can make it look like there's just like a lump? What do you think? So if I went like that. So instead of hiding it, if I darkened it up. Let's try that. So yeah, entertainment wise, Kindle, one color book, food, maybe a little bit of exploring. And yeah, I'm so excited. It's gonna be lovely. And I'm flying through Paris. I've never been to that airport. So we'll see how it goes. When I went during the summer, I flew through Amsterdam. It was also my first time. I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of that airport. Their food selection was awful. So hopefully France is better because I do like my snacky snacks. Okay, I think that looks a little... I don't know what it looks like, but yeah, I don't know if that made it any better. Just has a giant lump in the bag. Very nice. I don't know, improvising. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm just super excited and wanted to share. So with me traveling, I will try to pre-film some videos and get them uploaded, you know, before I leave. But that is only in a couple of days, so I can't promise a large volume of videos because I am still working right up until I leave. And, you know, I need to pack, I haven't packed yet, and get kind of everything settled. But I'll do my best to pre-film some videos, and then we will connect again when I am back from the US. But I hope everybody has lovely holidays, and I'll see everybody in the new year. Bye.